Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew.
I'm Callie.
I'm Megan.
I'm Matt.
I'm Pop-Pop.
And we're some of the Veggie Boys.
I'm Girls.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because we can grow a lot of stuff on the farm. But one thing we can't grow is this channel without your help. Welcome back, everyone. It's so nice to have you with us on this very sloppy day. From last night into this morning, we've received over 2 inches of rain, and the rain is still coming. We're gonna be in a flood watch till the middle of the afternoon, which is to be expected because it's a lot of rain. Even though with all this rain, we've been able to keep the pens relatively dry, which is really nice for the animals. But it's time to get all these animals fed and get the eggs collected. Back up, ladies. Back up, girls. Pop-Pop just threw a whole loaf of bread in here for the chickens. So they're pretty excited about the worms, but they're more excited about that bread, believe it or not. I just collected the eggs out of the batch of new chickens. We were able to get 93 eggs, which is pretty good because we actually collected last night. Those new chickens have been laying like crazy. And the one thing that I'm really excited about is the eggs are starting to get nice size to them. This one's definitely a jumbo, but a lot of the small and medium eggs have grown up to be larges or extra larges. So that's really, really good. It shows a sign that our chickens are maturing. When it comes to eggs, a lot of the people in our local area, they want extra large or jumbo. That's basically all that they want. Now, the thing I have seen with the smaller eggs, we've lowered the price on them. So a lot of people have been picking them up. But even though we have eggs that are there for a lower price, a lot of people still want the extra larges and jumbos. Those look pretty nice. Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeding chickens. Woo! Didn't break. I got it. The first pen that we had collected this morning, that's where we got most of our eggs. That's our second batch of chickens. This is our oldest batch of chickens, so this would have been the first one that we gotten. They're still laying really, really well, but they're getting a little older, so they're eating more grain and laying less eggs. Between our second batch and our third batch, which would be our newest batch, we've been getting a lot more eggs than we usually had been. We used to run out of eggs every single day. By like 2 or 3 o'clock, we'd have no more eggs for customers. Now, because all 3 pens are laying very well, we're starting to have more and more eggs, which is helpful. We don't run out of eggs at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. We usually run out right by the time we're closing up. I know. Lots of bale wrap. Tilt forward, you're good right there. All the way. Good job.
song while you do this. Round and round you go.
Callie would come up with a song.
You can get.
Unwrap the round bale. If Callie was here, you know what she'd say? Wow, Daddy, it's like you're a round bale princess. Right there, straight in, up a little bit. All right, that's perfect. Man, oh man, what a wet and sloppy day we have got. It's funny because a day like today is normally very, very busy here on the farm. We're 2 days out from Mother's Day, and with all the flowers that we raise, well, a lot of people show up for flowers. I haven't been up top in a little bit, so I'm not 100% sure how busy it's been. Usually the rain doesn't keep too many people away. But yeah, this is not nice weather. It's a little cooler than it normally has been. So this is like a cold, wet rain. Well, of course, rain is wet, but it's like a cool, wet day, you know what I mean? One thing I'll say is I don't think the cattle minded too much. They're over on the hill. They're eating some potatoes that we had dumped over there for them. And right over here, we've also got some horses hanging out. I mean, it looks beautiful out there, absolutely green, and I'm sure that grass is growing nice and fast. The cattle and the horses are loving it. But anyway, I'm tired of standing in this rain. We gotta check on greenhouses. We watered these plants pretty good yesterday, and not surprisingly, they do not need to be watered this morning. Well, that's definitely a problem that's going to need to be fixed. Greenhouse number 4, much like greenhouse number 5, doesn't look like it needs to be watered, which I'm not upset about. This saves us a lot of time not having to worry about it. These are one of my favorite things that we have in greenhouse number 4 at this point. These sunflowers that we had put together, they just look so beautiful. Now, because it's so rainy and dreary today, we're not expecting to be as busy as normal on a day like today. So we've actually sent Daniel on a little bit of a mission. He's driving out to John Deere. He's picking up some parts for a planter. We were gonna try and order the parts, but we couldn't figure out what the parts are, so we had to go to the source. And then another thing, Dad has to run down and pick up some mulch for our mulch layer, and that's a little over an hour, maybe an hour and 30-minute drive. If we're gonna be 100% about it, there's not really much better of a day to get those jobs done, and we need them done. Look at all this stuff. Woo! Look in here, we got a lemon sponge, we got a coconut custard, rhubarb custard, strawberry cheesecake. Oh my goodness. I was talking it over with Dad, what he needed me to get done this afternoon, and he didn't really have too much for me to do. So I decided to go for a little bit of a ride with him. We're gonna be picking up our plastic mulch, so we're gonna be driving about an hour, hour and 15 away. Now, when we get there to get our plastic mulch, it's gonna be pretty simple. Everything's gonna be loaded onto the truck with a forklift, and then we're gonna be able to just be on our way home. As I've mentioned in the past, I don't get to go for rides all that often, so this is pretty nice. I'm gonna enjoy this.
Andrew, look, it's raining. The weed is really getting nice. What was that laying in the field?
It looked like a tire. It looked like someone changed a tire and threw it in the field.
I hope that's not a tire to the corn planter.
That box is gonna... I don't think that box is gonna move. That looks pretty good. So here on this pallet, we have our mulch here on the bottom. So that's our wrap, and then we have our drip tape. Then we got a box that has some fittings in it. So there's quite a bit there, but we go through quite a bit of this stuff every single year. That's nice when you can go to a place like this and they can load you up with a forklift. So much easier. Now that we've got everything loaded up, we've got a long ride home. You ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, we've been having great conversation. He told me, you know, you're in an area where there's a lot of farms when there's red brick buildings, right?
That's not what I said.
That's what he said. He said, see the old red brick buildings? That means you're in farm country. That's what you said, word for word.
I don't think so.
Yes, yes it is. This right here has got my dad all excited. Look at all those cows in the field.
Cattle. Look at the cattle.
So you're telling me those back there, they were not cows?
They're cattle.
We just got home. Dad and I were curious how busy they would have been while we were gone. And we didn't think there'd be that many people here, but parking lot is full of cars. That's a good sign. What are we seeding over here? Watermelons?
Yeah.
Ooh, yellow doll?
Yellow dog.
Oh.
That's what it is. Yellow
That's right. We did a little investigative work. We figured it out. Grammy, it looks like she's been doing a lot of seeding. She's got some watermelons here. And I remember this morning there was a few trays of cold crops, so some cabbage and broccoli. It looks like they've transplanted that as well. I wanted to go for a walk in our largest greenhouse. I haven't been able to spend a lot of time in here. I am finding quite a few open spaces. So that means people have been picking up flowers. Now there's still plenty here, but that's just something that I pick up on because I'm used to seeing this place as full as it can get. So anytime I see like empty spots on tables, I take note. Here's some kale, Matt. Boy, I love kale. I'll take the kohlrabi. Normally we just take all this stuff down with a four-wheeler and a wagon, but nobody wants to be driving around in the rain. Excuse me, sir. There we go. We just got a decent amount of plants moved down into greenhouse number 4. You can see all the way here in the back, that is where we decided to put the cold crops. A little update for you, it is still raining. Yeah, it hasn't stopped. It's actually pretty shocking. It's been raining, I think, for like, I don't know, 30 hours. It's a lot of rain. I don't have a rain total because it's still raining, but I think it's considerably more than we had originally thought. One thing that is making me really happy is all the time that we've spent over the past weeks working on putting things into the soil has been paying off by the amount of rain that we've received. We spent a lot of time getting ground worked up. We've been doing a lot of plowing. We've also spent a lot of time planting potatoes. We've got our coal crops planted, and we planted our entire corn crop. That is something that's very cool. In the coming weeks, the soil is going to stay very saturated, so we're not going to be able to plant as much as we would want to. However, because of all the work that we've put in recently, on top of getting everything ready here in the greenhouses, it's been a nothing but benefit. And I'm very, very happy, and I know I can go to bed happy knowing that I got all this work done before the rain, and all the crops are benefiting because of it. Within the next few days, our evening temperatures, our nighttime temperatures are going to be slowly rising, and that's going to help everything that's been put into the soil. All things considered, I'm very happy with the way things are going, and if it continues to go like this, we're going to have a great planting year. And you know what happens if you have a great planting year? You have a great harvest year as well. You know, just two things that go well together. I've got a little bit of a repair to make down in greenhouse number 4. Some of you may remember when we changed out that fan motor up there. That fan motor is very important because it blows a pocket of air in between the two outer sheets of plastic, and that helps to keep it nice and tight. And what that will do is, one, protect it from any like heavy gusts. It won't be able to grab the plastic and rip it off. The other thing that it does, it helps to create a pocket of air, and that acts kind of like as an insulation. Now, we had a little bit of an issue opening up the door the other day. You can see something on the door had grabbed it. This piece was a little older, it was hanging down lower than it needed to, and it just ripped completely off there. So we're gonna get that fixed up now. First things first, let's get this old piece pulled off. Old piece that we don't need. Here is the new piece. Now the one thing I want to do is just make sure I don't make this too much longer than it actually has to be. we can keep it kind of short. That'd be nice, because if it doesn't hang down, then it won't get grabbed by the door. This. This is a right-handed job. We're doing good here. Alright. Huh. I was able to get it on there and attached. Now I just need to get this up here and lock it into place. There you go. We got one side put into place. Now I just gotta get the other. We're here at the top of the greenhouse. This is where we need to connect the other end of our pipe. This is our blower. We've got quite a bit of air coming out of here. So once we get this connected to it, that should fix the problem we have on the outside of the greenhouse. We haven't had any really nasty storms lately, but I'm worried if we do get some nasty weather rolling through, it could cause quite a problem. So that's why we want to get this fixed sooner rather than later. I'm just going to try and stretch this out a little bit. I won't lie to you, that was a little more difficult than I expected it to be, but we got this end connected to that one, and it looks like it's already blown up the plastic in between, so we did a good job. I went back up the ladder and I checked to make sure there was no leaks. There was no leaks, so that's a big job accomplished. One less thing to worry about. What do you think of the signs that Matthew had created for the farm market here? We used to just have all the peppers and all the tomatoes and all the crops out here, but Matthew went through and he made all these different signs and gave a little description of what everything is. I think it was a great idea. And he went a step further than that. He actually went and found pictures of all the different tomato varieties that we had. And he put the tomato varieties on here too. Got a little thing for Better Boy, Big Beef, Primo Red, Red Dew Celebrity. Basically every tomato variety that we have out here. It's got a little sign with it, gives a description, and helps people to make a better choice. It used to take a lot of time answering some basic questions and helping people find things, but when they go down through here, they have no trouble finding the tomatoes. I just spent the last hour in the greenhouse. All I was doing was cleaning up some of the flowers that were in there. And if the flowers get too long, you just gotta clip them back a little bit. So that's what we were working on. It hasn't stopped raining. I was helping customers out. Nothing too crazy. You know, all in all, we dealt with a completely sloppy day, but it was a good day. It was a really, really good day. This is what happens sometimes where you get these rainy days. You get so many different jobs accomplished and you still feel good. Oh, babies! Hi, Miss Lily. That's upside down. Yeah, it's the camera. Can you say hi? And who's over here? Did you do it? Say, I did it. Is that the camera? Say hi, Ronnie. Yeah, he did it. And over here we have Princess Aurora today. You look so beautiful, Princess.
The dress.
Yeah, I see that.
And this one climbed up the door.
Oh, wow. As you can see, it's pretty wild here right now. The babies have been having a lot of chaos. They've been saying I did it. They've been saying some other things. Well, everyone, we have reached the time of the day where we're gonna end the video. We would like to thank everyone for watching. Don't forget to like the video, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.